Nova, what you cooking, man?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Iron Minds. Last Tuesday in February. What's up, fellas? What's up, Michael Lombard, Nick Klingsmith? Hey, boys.
What's up, boys? Just happy to be
We're
here.
getting up ice with you this morning.
Let's bust the can wide open.
Happy Tuesday. Dude, can you guys believe this is our last Tuesday of February? We are 16% through 2026. Hard to believe.
February, short month. March, baby, in like a lion. I know. I'm ready to rip the lid off.
Let's go. The weather's about to get good for the rest of us. Nick's had good weather for a month. We're about to get some good weather. It's going to be good to get outside. I mean, I'm starting to realize I've been doing some studying, some research on the value of vitamin D from the sun. And man, that's something that our generation has really messed up, if I may say so myself, getting outside. So I'm excited for the warm weather to come in and get a chance to get out in the sun a little bit.
Oh yeah, that was a driver tip, health tip I put in the newsletter before, and it's something I've noticed. You know, being in what I call the bubble, I live in Austin, wondering why friends of mine back from the Northeast are, seasonal depression and stuff, and it's very real. But yeah, if you're not supplementing vitamin D, I can guarantee most people are deficient.
Well, and that's why it's so good to get out of the truck and take a walk, especially when the sun is up, if you can. Just to get a little bit of that sunlight. It's good for the mind, good for the soul, good for the skin. And we just, our generation in particular, man, I feel like we've all gone inside, whether it's a vehicle, whether it's at home, we're working from home, not getting out. And I'm excited for the sun to be a little more direct.
I'm just laughing at the irony of you in your house and me in my garage right now as you say that.
Yo, sun's not up yet, so it wouldn't matter if I'm outside.
No, I know. It's just funny saying that. I was thinking about it when I used to live up north in my 20s, back when I would actually consider myself active, in shape, and even healthy. When I look back on it, I wasn't any of those things. I was just 23 because, it would get dark at 4 o'clock. So, yeah, I went to the gym, all right, and then I went home and sat on my ass. Get up the next day, it's dark. Now, thankfully, I was an outside sales rep, so at least I got some outdoor time, but it's not like I was grabbing nature time. My leisure time was spent in the gym or in bars. So if it wasn't summertime, and of course I didn't drink milk unless it was in my coffee. So yeah, if you're not in a place or living a lifestyle that gets you that active, exposure to the sunlight, you got to make those extra efforts and supplement. I think I did not.
If you live in a cold weather area, and this is what I would do, like if I had to go back to, a long-term winter, like if I was either back in the Northeast or Chicago, the number one thing I would do is, I would still run. Like running is something I wouldn't quit. I'm used to running in the cold. I did it over the road. I've ran in freaking 20 degrees. I've worked out in Minnesota when it's -10. Like that's not a big deal. I would stick with that. But maybe not as much. I wouldn't be as run heavy because sometimes it is difficult, but I would be doing some form of winter sport activity. Like I'd be snowboarding more, getting out there, and maybe not snowboarding because it's pretty cost prohibitive, but I would be joining some sort of men's league hockey team. There would have to be some sort of winter sport activity, and the Olympics are going on. And believe it or not, if you look up, I guarantee there's probably a curling league near you, a tray that you can look into. I would have to pick something to get into. And I think that for people, because people claim winter, oh, it's winter, it's hibernation, it's cold, I should stay inside. It's like, no, there's a will, there's a way, and communities of people you can associate with who, I mean, let me tell you, the dudes who win Ironman are all these guys from Norway and freaking the Nordic countries. And so if they're able to, and again, and they're winning these races, and if they're somehow in their freaking 9 months of winter, looking countries still able to succeed and perform, then you gotta figure it out.
Yep. Well, and, even if you're not an athlete, maybe playing hockey is an earlier thing. The warmest time of the day, even in the winter, is from about 12:30 to 3, somewhere in that frame, and that'd be a great time to take a break, go outside for a walk, just get out and do something that's outside in the sun. If the weather is usually like the high of 30, that's going to happen in the afternoon from 12:30 to 3. So you can get that half-hour walk in outside with the sun, with the warmest part of the day. Just build that into your schedule. There's few employers who would have a problem with you taking a break to go have a walk in the sun in the middle of the day, especially if you plan for it to get up a little early or stay a little bit late at work, get that time in. That's so important to do that. You got to build it up.
I actually love going out and running in crappy weather. Keep in mind, it is Florida. It's 40 degrees. It's about as cold as it gets. But, Mike, what about biking? What's the crappiest weather that you'll bike outdoors in versus indoors?
Yes, cycling's tough. Like the temperature it is this morning, I'm probably not going out. There's the cycling communities in Austin who they have, they'll have either some sort of looking kind of bodysuit when they go out, and they'll have a headband and the right amount of gloves. And I understand those guys are hardcore, but especially for just in general, especially if it's just for leisure, if whether it's for leisure or even training for Ironman, if it's really crappy weather, rain is one thing. Rain's just dangerous. And it's you can't really get yourself into stride. You can't get a lot of good speed. So it's if it's raining, you're better off on the indoor trainer as it is. And then when it's really cold, I mean, you're kind of opening yourself up. It's not that you're opening yourself up when it's that much colder. We saw that in the Galveston 70.3 last year. I didn't run it, but it was 40 and raining. And, I knew a couple people do it, and it's just you open yourself up to getting sick. And I mean, at that point, when it's in the 40s and it's kind of wet and you're moving fast with speed, you run the risk of hypothermia because of the way the wind is cutting against the moisture on the skin. So it's that's more of a safety thing, I'd say, overall for cycling. It's especially in the cold and it's a little wetter, you don't want to, you could, and that's the thing with that hypothermia on a bike, it'll happen and you won't even know it. You won't know that it's kind of coming. It's just eventually you just start to slow down.
That makes sense. I'm on the indoor trainer now, and
happens.
There's a couple times the last few weeks where I would have gone out, or I would have ran, but I'm man, it's kind of cold, and I don't feel like adding a whole bunch of layers, or it's really moist out, and I'm not good at this, and I don't want to crash yet. By the way, I crashed on Saturday. No, it's okay. I got to tell you the story real quick. I was crossing. I was on the Suncoast County Parkway, which is it's a trail, bike trail, and it goes on, I don't know, very long. So a lot of bikers, and I was. You don't have to cross over too many roads, but I was crossing over a highway off ramp. I had the light, and this guy is coming off the ramp, and I'm hyper aware because I'm still very new at this too. So I'm just scared, I guess. And I see him coming off the ramp, and I just knew it. Instead of slowing down, he pins it to hit the off ramp. And so I'm all right, I hit up the brakes. This isn't as dramatic as it sounds because I have time, but here's what happened. I forgot I was clipped in. I hit the brakes, down I go. I'm oh no! I remembered it the last split second, and I was son of a bitch.
Yeah, that can make it difficult. That's for sure. Morning, Jessica. Jessica's with us this morning. Good to see you, my friend. What are you doing this morning? What do you got going on today?
Morning, Jessica.
You're doing well. Well, fellas, go ahead.
I can't see it on my end if my Twitter was beaming live, but it doesn't matter.
It's not. It's got a little problem. We got to get X worked out. LinkedIn is also having an issue today. So we got Jessica
I think I have to redo
Facebook.
all mine.
Yeah, we got Jessica on Facebook this morning. And fellas, it's a big day today. Today is my oldest daughter's 18th birthday. So I feel
I
pretty
told
good that we've kept
which
a
I
human being alive for 18 years.
which I
You
told
know?
you, that's mission complete. They can join the military now.
Yeah.
They can move. Yeah, they can move out. They can do all the things. So
She can
mission
get
complete.
married without us. She can fly a plane. Uh,
Can't run a
Crazy.
car,
Oh,
but you
yeah.
can fly a plane.
That's right. Jessica says LinkedIn isn't working, but I stalked y'all. Yeah, that girl. Got to get it done no matter what. Can't let a little technology disruption keep you from hanging out with us this morning. But yeah, so it's a big day today, man. I'm excited. I'm gonna make breakfast for her this morning. She's got a full day of school, and tonight we're gonna go out to dinner and do some gifts. And it's crazy. It's weird to have an adult child living in the house. It's like some rules still need to apply, obviously, but at the same time, she's an adult. She's got to learn to kind of manage herself and do some other things. We did something interesting this year. It's so far it's been relatively good. We took all restrictions off of her phone this year. Really kind of gave her a lot of leash because we want her to make those decisions, and she's going to make mistakes. Maybe make some mistakes this year when we're here to help her, as opposed to next year when we're not going to be there to help her out. So she's had the whole school year pretty much to kind of run some things in her life a little bit more than she has in the past, and for the most part, doing a pretty good job. We've had to have a few conversations about too much time on the phone and staying up late and that kind of stuff. But she's about to go to college, man. It's crazy. It's like really feel like we're preparing her to launch, and really excited for her.
That's awesome, man. Happy for you. What are you making?
Yeah, congratulations.
So she requested chocolate chip pancakes and bacon and orange juice.
All
So
right,
I'm
let's
gonna
do it.
go make some breakfast for her, and probably throw some scrambled eggs in there for the rest of us. So
No.
yeah, we got that going this morning, and then we're going to 54th Street Grill and Bar in Lombard. I don't know if you've ever been to a 54th Street here in St. Louis or Kansas City. It's a regional restaurant only. It's kind of like an Applebee's, slightly different version, more of like a local version of Applebee's. Pretty good food overall, pretty good vibe. A lot of historical stuff hanging from the ceiling, motorcycles and planes and crazy stuff. But
Nice.
pretty cool little place. That's what she chose. That's her spot tonight. So we're gonna do that tonight, and then just crazy to think that in 6 months, think about this, boys. 6 months from right now, she will be completing her first week living at college on her own.
Man, she's going to
Wow.
have the best time.
That's wild.
Where's she going to
Wild to think
school?
about. She's gonna go to Missouri State down in Springfield.
There we go.
Gonna go down there just for elementary education. But honestly, she really wants to be a mom, dude. So we're hoping that she meets the right guy, and she wants to get started younger, kind of old school in that regard. She doesn't want to wait till she's 30 to have kids. She wants to, have kids younger, which I think is great. And I hope she has a bunch. I'll be the bus driver. I'll drive them around. So we'll see what happens with that. But she's heading down to Springfield with her best friend. They're going to room together the first year and have some support. I'm also putting together a support group of my friends and people I know in Springfield in the industry who can be there for her. It's weird as a dad, especially as a dad of girls. Like my job is to provide, to protect, to be there for her. And knowing that she'll be 2.5 hours away and I won't be there right away. I can't be there if her car breaks down. I can't be there if something happens. And so I'm putting together a group of people that she can call on anytime she needs help. So we're going to have on March 7th, we're going down to Springfield, and we're going to have a dinner that night with the people that are available to come and meet Hannah. She can meet them, swap phone numbers, and just kind of get ready for that. We're going to do it again when she has orientation this summer and when she moves in. So working on building a support network for her so that when she's gone, there are some people there that can help her out if she ever needs it, gets into a tough situation, that kind of thing.
My dad kind of did the same thing for me in college a little bit, except that his were just cops. He's like, all right, I'll reach out to the chief of police of Amherst, and I reached out to the state trooper at this barracks, and you call them if you're in trouble. I was like, Dad, I got my own cops to call if I'm in trouble.
That's right. Send him your picture, get him ready for Nick to come to town.
That's kind of what he was saying. I was like, dude, we want to stay under the radar here.
That's pretty funny. What's crazy is that the majority of people that are coming to this thing down in Springfield that I'm putting on are transportation people in my industry that I know well, that I trust. that are like, yeah, dude, whatever she needs, man, I'm happy. We're happy to help. She can have a meal here. You know, if she gets in some sort of problem with her car or whatever, we'll help her out. So really cool to have my transportation crew, my transportation people in Springfield, willing to come together and just be available to help out. So I'm really excited about that.
Some might call that a tribe.
Some might call that a tribe. That's true. It's a good point. So yeah, so she's got a few more things to do here this year. We got a couple of trips coming up. We got North Carolina in 3 weeks, which will be our 49th state. We're going to RV over there. And then we got Michigan in May after the Indy 500. That'll be our 50th state, which will be pretty cool. We knocked those out. And then we're doing a little family graduation vacation together this summer before she heads out. So we got a few big things left on the docket before she heads out. And then it's going to be weird, just the three of us in this house. Although I told my daughter, I said, you get the better end of this deal because Hannah, my oldest, she got 2 years alone with us, but it was when she was little. She doesn't remember it. My youngest is going to get 2 years alone with us, and she's going to remember. We're going to have some fun, make some memories. So we'll make that a special time for her, but it's going to be weird just having three of us here in the house. It'll be crazy. That's how it goes. So
A heavy hitting day for Trey.
it is a big day emotionally, man. I'm gonna have to make sure that I do something manly to cover up these tears. Sweat a lot.
Definitely
Man,
a far
that-
cry from when I turned 18 myself. I just went to swim practice on my 18th birthday.
Yeah, I don't even remember my 18th birthday. To be honest with you, I can't remember any of that stuff. But
what did I do?
trying to make it special for us for sure.
I think mine was very unceremonious as well. That I remember probably went to track practice and was probably made to run extra.
Love it. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to turn the controls over. I'm going to go to the grocery store and I can get some materials for breakfast this morning. And then we'll close out the show whenever you guys are done. I'll be able to do that for you. But great to see you guys. It was nice to get up early this morning, get this in. I'm sorry I got to bounce early, but keep it up. And for the rest of you, Jessica, thanks for stalking us. It's great to see you this morning. I will see you guys next Tuesday, first Tuesday in March. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Let's go.
All right,
Thanks, man.
just the men.
Just the two heavy hitters.
Actually, I was gonna ask you too, because in 2 weeks from today, I'll be in Fort Lauderdale and speaking at the InExpress Sales Conference, and that'll be my bike day. I know where the hotel is. I'm gonna see if there's a bike trail around there, but I mean, I'll be biking at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Do you think the hotel will frown upon me bringing my bike and indoor trainer up to my room?
No, definitely not. I mean, if considering both Ironmans I went to, I brought my bike into the hotel room, or any of the races, the bike is in the hotel room, and it's like you bringing the trainer up. It's like it's no different than anything else.
Yeah, I figured that'll be my backup. Because worst case, I'm just gonna set up in the parking lot and do it then if I have to.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a freaking hotel room. It's not like it's loud. It doesn't make a lot of noise unless you're doing it. I guess you're up unless you're up at midnight and you've got Zwift on full blast.
Nope, don't even have that. I was actually gonna watch Days of Thunder this morning after our conversation last week, but instead I watched a bunch of swimming videos on YouTube. Still working on getting better at it. I feel like I'm picking up distance comfortably now, but I'm very slow and not very efficient. And I'm probably a better swimmer than I was in August, but still a long way to go, for sure.
Yeah, it's 100% a time thing. Like that's when it comes to doing new stuff. I've been doing that. I've been taking I've been taking language lessons. Been taking Serbian language lessons.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
what I've learned and realized as I take these lessons, and there's a lot of, it's a little bit of a complicated language between the, masculine, feminine, the neuter, neutral, and how to use verbs, like how to use verbs differently, like the endings of verbs, and there's rules, and about what their implied meaning, like when you're talking about, like if you want to say, I'm swimming. You basically just need to say one word. You don't need to even say I am. You just say one word, and it's in the singular kind of pronoun use. But what I've learned with this language stuff is it's just like anything. Like it's literally repetition. And like if I don't look at these flashcards, if I don't look at these things for 15, 20 minutes a day and immerse yourself, you're never going to learn it. And people who, because I used to say, have these excuses when it comes to learning language. Oh, I'm not good enough, not smart enough. Like I guess just something I can't get. But it's just like running, swimming. It's like the reason why it's so hard and you can't just absorb the language is because you're relying on, like, it's not binary. It's not like you sit down, you learn, and then you retain. You have to continuously be doing repetitions, like outside. Like you can't just go and get lessons on something and then expect, like, at the end of this lesson you're going to know the language, and like all you need to do is just show up. Like it's not one, like there's some things you just need to show up for and it'll make it happen. But it's just like if you have a personal trainer, like if you're going to a personal trainer twice a week, you see a guy twice a week, and then you see him for 12 weeks, you don't lose any weight or get stronger. What do you do? What are you doing outside of that personal training? Like you can't just, we can't expect to show up to things where all we need to do is just show up and then expect to get the best results or the result we want. Like just showing up and just being there is the I think the hard part. But then you actually have to follow through, especially on stuff like languages and fitness.
Dude, you literally just took like a section out of the speech that I'm writing. I talked about, hey Trey, we can hear all the background, homeboy. Is that Trey? Oh, you're in the car. Okay, it's you. I was saying when I first climbed, there you go. When I first learned how to climb the rope in Spartan, my first race, I didn't know how to do it. So I learned the S-hook technique. I did almost no training for it. I just learned the technique, I went out and I crushed it. I went out in the next race and I crushed it again. And so I told myself, okay, good, I can climb the rope now. And then the very next race I went out and it was raining and I failed. And so then the next race I went out and I failed. And all of a sudden I can't climb the rope. And I spent probably several weeks, if not longer even, trying to come up with all these mysterious reasons as to why I couldn't climb the rope, when the one simple answer, it was because I didn't train to do it. I learned how, and I showed up, and I got lucky, and just expected that's how it was going to be. And when it wasn't, I refused to look inward at what I had to do.
100%. Got to do it. You showing up's the hard part, but the follow through, doing the reps is where it's at, and whatever it is, especially when it's something specific. Something really cool I wanted to tap into this morning because I think it's super important. But I mean, I've been pretty open about it on the gram and otherwise. But since I came off coaching on Sundays, like back in Christmas, basically, we started going and we had joined the Orthodox Church, and we go to one in downtown Austin, and it's been phenomenal. It's been probably one of the coolest things ever. It's like there's just such a fullness of the faith, and obviously Lent has started, and Lent is a great reminder for people where, once again, because Lent itself is just a great lock-in season as it is. And I get it if people don't want to buy into the Catholic Church or the Orthodox Church, but there's something really powerful about Lent, kind of like with, and it correlates along with kind of like either Groundhog Day or just getting ready for spring and spring cleaning in general. I'm kind of watering it down to speak to the masses. But like when it came to what we did on Sunday, like we went to the Divine Liturgy Sunday morning. At night, we went back for this evening prayer service called Forgiveness Vespers. And what it is, and like you basically, towards the end of the prayer service, you go around, like people start to line up around the room, and you begin to, and you forgive strangers, and they also forgive you. And because like that's how the Lent season needs to start, with not only asking for forgiveness, but also forgiving others, and about how forgiving others, but I also in forgiving yourself is like the most powerful like salvation for your soul and your mental health, like in what it does. Because I left that prayer service ready, like I was ready to run through an absolute wall. Like you're guilt free, like just walking out, you're guilt free from everything. Like you kind of don't care. You think about, like you're not even thinking about anybody who's wronged you. And so there's something really big. And again, this is also a season where you kind of set intentions between focusing more on prayer and meditation, where you're kind of changing up your diet a little bit. There's some fasting rituals, and I think it's just like, again, these things and like the faith that were not designed, by accident. Again, like there's like this really great divine purpose to them, and I think if anybody follows like sort of great Lent practices, you again can't go strong, especially when it comes to fasting. Like the idea of giving something up, like people think it's a sacrifice, but I look at it as, if you can't fast from something, you're a slave to it. Like if you're not able to take some time off from something, then you are without a doubt a slave to whatever that is. And when I think you change that mentality, you realize because at that point you want to get your freedom back. No, I'm not a slave to that. You shouldn't say I need this to survive. And there's a fine line between need and want, but it's just a really powerful stuff, and I recommend anybody to check it out and deep dive in. It's freaking amazing.
Interesting. I was thinking about what we were talking about earlier at the end of February, and I was thinking how, in my mind, this is just weird, but I always consider March one of the peak months. Like, there's a couple months of the year that I consider peak months, where fitness peaks, there's business pops. Maybe it's because it's the end of the first quarter. Maybe because things are thawing off from January, February. Maybe I'm just making it up. But I always feel like this is the month that, what's the word here? I was trying to think of a Lombardism. That we were just going to hammer the fuck down.
Yeah, March is make or break.
It's all the building that's been happening. And I'll just use the Ironman training as an example. It's been slow and base building. Just like the speaking deal in the last 2 years it's been all the base building. And now we're going to have these peak moments. And in danger, anytime you have a peak week, a peak season, a peak month, is that's great. We succeed, we reap the rewards. You got to remember to keep training and keep building. Otherwise, April gets really, really, really cold.
Bingo. Yeah, March is make or break. When you can freaking put the pedal to the freaking metal in March. Again, and I told Lawrence Series members this back December into January. I tell anybody this, I'm like, summer, that summer booties are built in the winter. Like, once again, like, whatever you're going for, like, you can't expect, like, March is basically like the last ditch. Like, if you hit goals that you wanted to hit by summer, March is like your bailout, your fail safe, where you freaking lock in March. You come in like a lion. It's still kind of chilly most of the country. You got whatever. If you can ignore the St. Patrick's Day noise, you just get on the freaking wagon. You just do the small stuff, and you show up for yourself, and you do the reps. Like, you could be looking at it. You could be looking at a night and day difference by the time we get to Memorial Day.
I feel like it really sets the tone to how you come out of March will set the tone for the rest of the year. People are still pulling out the cobwebs, setting goals, whatever in January. February lining up, March, you should be peaking so that come March 30th, you're running into the summer season, the spring and summer season at your absolute best. But how you line yourself up in March will set the tone for how you do in the summer.
Boys, I'm at the grocery store and I'm getting fired up just listening to this conversation.
Let's go.
Let's go.
He's about to freaking
I got through the
get
grocery
the
store
bacon
already,
on deck.
dude. I already got through the grocery store. I'm heading home and I'm fired up, dude. I love that, dude. March definitely is a make or break month, and it really, I think, sets the tone for the rest of the year. And I love what you said, Lombard. Like, we got 2.5 months until Memorial Day. Man, you can make a big difference in your life between now and Memorial Day if you want. Just making those wise choices on what you're eating, on getting out and getting the activity. I'm fired up. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, big dogs. Let's get ready to hit the hammer. Have ourselves a freaking fantastic rest of the week. Lock in. It's a great Lent. It's a great time. It's a great time to be alive.
I
Let's
second that.
go.
Find your tribe, everybody. Find your group. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. No excuses. Finish February strong and let's really get March kicked off. But if you want to be a part of the group, just reach out to Lombard or myself to join our Slack channel. Get some encouragement throughout the week as well. We'll see you boys next Tuesday, first Tuesday of March. Peace out. Let's go.